Hello and welcome to Edukimi's YouTube channel. My name is Harsh Singh, and in this video we shall continue the government schemes in infrastructure sector. And this is the last video in which we'll talk about schemes from infrastructure sector. Here specifically we will discuss two schemes, one from the Ministry of Water Resources and the other one is from Ministry of Textiles. So the first scheme. Now, India is a country which is very much blessed as far as fresh water reserves are concerned, and we can see that very well. We have got good amount of rainfall, and to be able to generate electricity in India, what do? We try to create reservoirs and then hydroelectric power generation from the reservoirs, from the dams. Now, we have got as many as 6,000 reservoirs in our country, and this is the third largest in the whole world that we have. But out of all these, around 300 of these reservoirs are 100-year plus olds. So age old. And what do they need? They need rehabilitation. They need repair works. Right? These are times of climate change. And at times of climate change, we see sudden outburst of rainfall, cloud burst. Right, increase amount of water collected in these reservoirs. And what does happen during those times? In those times, the water overfloods and it flows over. There are times when the dam completely breaks and the water comes to the places where people are living. So this is the primary reason why we need to have dam conservation, dam rehabilitation. In fact, as many as 25% of our dams, they are 50 to 100 years old. 80% of dams, you can note this down, 80% of these dams are at least 25 years old. So we do need rehabilitation and proper arrangement of dams. We do need to map the risk mapping of all these places. Hydrology, seismicity, all these things have to be mapped right now. So therefore, the government launched a project called as Dam Rehabilitation and Improvement Project. This project was launched under which ministry? Ministry of Jal Shakti, earlier named as Ministry of Water Resources. This project got initiated in the year 2012-13, and this was the first phase of the project, 2012-13. In this phase, around 250 dams were selected, and for them from among 7 states. So this was the first level of project. And what were the important objectives? The components of this project were: 1, rehabilitation of dams, very simple. So repair works and understanding of the dam structure, right? So repairing of that work. This is one. The second one is strengthening the institutional mechanism for dam safety. Now, what does institutional mechanism mean? It means, see, we already have a bill pending in the parliament for dam safety. So what are we talking of? Some institutions which protect the integrity of dams, which make the dam owners liable for any kind of problems in the dams, right? So we are talking on the lines of National Dam Safety Authority, State Dam Safety Authority. We are talking on those lines, right? So this is the second part. And the third component of this project was to have some incidental revenue generation. So we're talking of having recreational parks, having parks, ponds, lakes just aside the dam where some revenue can be generated for maintenance of dam, right? So these are the 3 important components. Why is it in news? It is in news because it is nearing the completion of the first phase of project, and government has initiated second and third phase of the project. Third and second phase of the project involved around 750 dam rehabilitation, and we are talking of around 10 different states now. Earlier, the project was funded associated with World Bank, and now we also have AIIB, Asian Institutional Infrastructure Bank, right? So this is the update about this particular project, right? Now, some important, really important parts of this project are: 1, this project will ensure that there is a review for flood designing done here. So in case there is flood happening, we have to review the whole design of the dam so that we understand what is the level at which water gets, and then it is called as flooding of the water. Not only that, there'll be a review of dam safety as well. As we just spoke that we have more than 300 dams in the country which are 100 plus years old. We need to have these kind of institutional mechanisms to understand the safety of dam, right? Safety protocol. A part of this project is to release 2 important documents. Those are Emergency Actional Plan and Operation and Maintenance Plan. Now, these 2 plans are very integral to any dam, any infrastructure project which is big in size, because in case of any hydrological emergency, in case of any seismic emergency, in case of any issues that release that talk about geotechnical issues in the place, we need to have an emergency action plan, and also to be able to operate and maintain the whole system. Now, not only that, there is another important part of this project which is called as Dharma. So Dharma is the online application called as Dam Health and Rehabilitation Monitoring Application. This application will note down the flow of water, when the dam gets closed, what time do we open it. So it captures a lot of data related to that particular dam. Slowly and steadily, we will start to approach artificial intelligence mechanism in dam management. So this is what Dharma app is about. Also, we need some scientific equipments. So scientific equipments and monitoring of all that data is also required. That is a part of this project itself. We are talking of geodetic, seismic, hydrometeorological, and geotechnical instruments. So we understand what is seismic, something related to earthquakes. We understand what is hydrometeorological. That means weather related. And geotechnical, earth and technical. What is geodetic? It is about shape of the earth. It is also to do with how much amount of sediments they get collected and deposited. So this is how the whole mechanism of management of dam rehabilitation is done under Ministry of Jal Shakti. So we have covered this project, and why it is in news, I did explain just a while back. Okay, moving ahead to the second important scheme. Now, India is one of the countries which has contributed to textile and its development since ancient times. India used to export humongous amount of textiles, especially cotton textiles, around the world, right? We are also blessed with the production of woolen textiles. But you see, India contributes to as much as 5% of GDP from textile sector and 10% of exports from textile sector itself. But the situation is such that countries like Pakistan, countries like Bangladesh, countries like Vietnam, and then we do have several other countries, Cambodia itself as well. So they are overtaking India in terms of textile growth, textile industry growth. Why is it happening? It is happening because we are still stuck in the textile industry at the micro levels, at the micro and small levels. So we are talking of MSME sector. And they are, yes, we have studied that these are the industries which contribute most to the textile sector, right? So we are still into handlooms. People do not have power enough, and we are still processing at home and cottage levels. What is required is to have mega textile parks. We are talking of automated systems where machines are handling the whole business. The process is scalable. The process is fast. It is more efficient. It is producing better quality. This is what is required. And for the same, the government launched a project called as the Scheme for Integrated Textile Parks. So this is called as SITP, Scheme for Integrated Textile Parks. Now, just like we have got mega food parks, we have got special economic zones, we can have scheme for integrated textile park. What are we talking of here? We are talking of huge amount of space, and this is to be at least 20 acres in area. And in this space, we will be having textile park located. So we are talking of automated processes. We are talking of public partnership with the government. We are talking of those facilities for textile sector which will help build itself and make the exports better for the economy, right? So the objectives are to provide the world-class state-of-the-art infrastructure for textile sector, right? So we are moving out of MSME sector and moving to a bigger sector for textiles. Not only that, we are talking to give international environmental standards for Indian products. Now this is important. You know why? Because many of Indian products, they are rejected because they follow substandard level of creation. Now, not only that, we are also talking of certain non-tariff barriers, NTB. So what is non-tariff barrier? European countries in America, what do? They refuse our textile products, saying that we have utilized the child labor. And that is why our textile products, they are not able to compete with other countries' products. So if we have these international environmental and social standards, we will be able to compete better in international arena. So this is another objective of this project, right? And the third one is mobilize private investment. So what is about private investment? Here, the private parties will be able to propose where they want to set up this land, right? So they need to have at least 20 acres of land. This is one. And there'll be common space for electricity, water, mobility, roads, etc. And in PPP mode, these projects will be started. So government will be only assisting the private bodies here. So these are the three important components: 20 acres, special purpose vehicle, common infrastructure we just covered, and we will also be providing factory buildings for production purposes, right? So building for common facilities for training and testing labs. Now, as I mentioned, this is a public-private partnership, and yes, and the scheme is also going to assist Samarth scheme, NATUFS. So what is Samarth scheme about? It is about capacity building of those people involved in textile industry. So all these people who are in MSME sector, training of these people will be aided through Samarth scheme. And amended technology upgradation fund scheme. So we are talking about upgrading the technology. The current level of hand looms, power looms, they can be made even better. So these are the schemes which get integrated automatically when we have a textile park, right? So this is how this scheme is going to work. So this is how we come to the closure of the government schemes in infrastructure sector. We will begin with another sector immediately. Meanwhile, you revise these schemes, note them down so that you are able to prepare them well for the examination. If you like our effort, if you like the attempt, do share some love on us through likes, comments, and shares. If you subscribe to the channel, you will receive timely updates. Thanks for watching.